Your next deal isn't a cold lead. It's probably in your past client list. Welcome to Keeping Your Business on Track, the podcast for real estate pros and anyone in sales. Today, we're unlocking one of the most overlooked gold mines in real estate, the people you've already served, and how to turn them into steady referrals. Like and subscribe for more smart ways to grow your business. I'm here today with David Jelinek. Hi, David.
Good morning, Lindsay.
Thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
So David is a top producing agent with eXp Realty, and he's been serving Brevard County for over 37 years. A former U.S. Air Force officer and my alma mater, FSU meteorology grad. He brings precision and leadership to every transaction. One of the reasons we brought David on is because he has closed over 1,700 deals with over $275 million in sales. And you range everywhere from luxury to first-time home buyers to investment properties, correct?
I've been doing it for a long time, so those numbers tend to add up, thankfully.
That's a good thing. So 37 years, what brought you to the Space Coast?
Well, what brought me to Space Coast is my love for meteorology. Back when I was a young kid, that was the thing I wanted to do in college, and my career was to be in meteorology. I loved doing weather samples, weather observations back in my home when I was 10 years old. And so eventually when it came to college, I said I want to have a meteorology degree. So I searched, and one of the few universities that had a meteorology degree was Florida State. There was a few others, but Florida State by far won out. So I got my degree at Florida State, but then I thought, well, where am I going to get a job in meteorology? I didn't really like broadcasting. That wasn't my thing back then. So the Air Force was a big entity for hiring meteorologists. So that's what I did. After 2 years, I got my commission. I was in the Air Force program there, and after I graduated from FSU, then I had 4 years there as an Air Force officer. And my luck as it came, I came to Cocoa Beach, and that was my first base, and my only base was at Patrick Air Force Base.
Oh, that's incredible. And then that's where you started your family. You're a family operation now, right? So you work with your daughter as well?
Yes. So after 4 years in the Air Force, I decided it really wasn't what I wanted to do as a career. Even though I love my job here, but future endeavors, I didn't really care for what I was going to be doing in the future, just my choice. And then I bought my first house when I was here in the Air Force, so my love for real estate kind of grew there. I learned a lot about investing and things like that, but I thought, well, I'm just going to work on my own. It's going to be so easy to be, myself, have my own career and be self-employed and make it as a broker and that sort of thing. And so, but that's how I started back in 1987 as a real estate agent, and started my career then, and the rest is history.
That's incredible. Yeah. Well, you've definitely accomplished a lot in the time on the Space Coast. First question that I had for you, because we're going to be discussing tapping into your past clients for new business. Yes. How do you stay in touch with past clients after closing?
And the past client list is such an underused system. And we have, and I checked this morning, we actually have 440 past clients in my database. Now, some of them are out-of-town sellers that I sold years ago. So they're not always 100% active or applicable, but we try to still to keep in touch with them. But so, back 30 years ago, staying in touch meant either give them a phone call, knock on the door, or send them a letter of some sort. Today, of course, there's many different methods. So every year, and in fact, this past year, we totally revamped our business when it came to our website, our database, our CRM. We totally redid it. We stuck with some things, we changed others. But it's so important. That's one of the major pillars in our business. In my business is the CRM, and having 400 plus clients there, you have to stay in touch, because with social media today, it's so easy for people to get to know other people and to see other agents and businesses and to latch onto them. So if you're not staying in touch, you're going to lose them. And just yesterday, we took a listing from a person that had bought a home about 6-7 years ago. They had, of course, bought with another agent, and I asked, well, do you still hear from that agent? They said no, they're still in the business. So that's just a part. And we're guilty at times, too, not following through with past clients enough, but we have structured our business to really enhance that, because it's so important to do so. Yeah.
I love that you've also evolved. You said you used to go knock on doors, and now you've got so many means of keeping in touch with these past clients. What tools or systems do you use to automate your follow-up? You had mentioned your CRM.
So, and I'm sure I didn't probably answer that first question perfectly, but we have a CRM, and I believe it's the best in the business. We use Follow Up Boss, and there's many other ones that are out there. But as the professionals will tell you, the best one to use is the one you're using.
Yes.
Because even if you have a sheet of paper and you call or email from that sheet of paper of people, then that's better than what most do.
Yes.
So we actually use Follow Boss. We also have a website that also has a CRM, but Follow Boss is our main system when it comes to our past clients sending out. We generally send out things about once a month. Now, there are variations to that, but it's a combination of emails, texting, phone calls, video texting messages.
I love that. Video.
And video is where it's at for most. Now, the most important thing, though, is to reach out and call them every so often. Now, for some, it's every 6 months. Some it's every 3 months, whatever. But to actually do that call, and that's what agents are afraid to do, is make that call.
Yeah.
Okay. And even if you get their voicemail, that's okay. They know you called and just saying, hey, now you got to be genuine. You can't just call, are you ready to sell today? Are you ready to sell today? No one wants that. So,
no,
but it's
definitely not.
And with social media today, many agents like ourselves, we are friends with our clients and our past clients. So I can see when Susie's daughter just graduated college or something, I say, congratulations, Susie and Bob, on your daughter. Somebody, they love that. People generally love that, being genuine, not fake. So now we do some automated stuff because when you have more than a dozen past clients, it's hard to keep in touch with a call every time. So we do the automated stuff.
Yeah.
Some of the things are automated, such as, do you have a question about this? Do you have a contractor you need? Or, so we ask legitimate questions about people, to people. But it's important to stay in touch. We do it about once a month with past clients and current clients, and we do it through those different means.
Love that. So one thing that you said kind of resonated with me, like about being genuine. I think a lot of new agents, or honestly, even seasoned agents that haven't had to prospect as much in the past, the fear of reaching out makes them feel like they're being too pushy.
Yes.
So how would you coach somebody through asking for referrals without being too pushy?
So we all get the calls. I get calls on my phone. I probably get 20 spam calls a day. And you can't
overload.
tell. They could come in from your number, but it'd be a spoof call. So you don't know who it's going to be. So a lot of people are like, well, I get those calls. I don't want to do it myself.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you do them, you still have to do them, okay? And there's a way of asking for the business, okay? It's just to say, hey, Susie, my business is predicated on getting referrals from people like yourselves that have enjoyed what we've done for them in our business. And if you know of anybody in the neighborhood, we just appreciate you let me know who it is, or let them know who we are, and have them give me a call. So it's so easy to do, and you don't have to come out and say it initially. Again, it's like, hey, Susie, I saw that your daughter just graduated. Hey, business is great. If you know anybody that think of buying or selling in your neighborhood or just in your network, just I'd appreciate a referral. That's not hard to ask. That's not hard to do, but a lot of people are afraid to ask. But again, if you're genuine and you're concerned about their lives and being considerate of their time, people are happy to give referrals to you when they can. Okay, and then you follow up with a little gift here and there when they do so. And even if they give you a referral and it doesn't work out, you may send them just a little note. People appreciate that. So it doesn't have to be necessarily money or a gift, just a little note.
Just the little things.
It goes a long way.
Let them know that you're putting them first.
It does.
I love that.
Yeah.
So what type of content or messaging works best for you when it comes to staying top of mind?
Video for the most part. A direct phone call is probably number one.
Okay.
Or doing a direct contact. But it's doing some kind of video content, whether it's through BombBomb or there's a couple other companies that also do it. They do the video texting. You can just do it. You can just record a video and then send it as a text. But again, you can't abuse that. But doing that now and then is, I would say, is the second level. Because people get emails so often, a lot of times they see it from you. Oh, okay, they're just updating me on certain
Another
things.
market update.
Market update, which again is fine. And if they're looking to buy or sell, or again, I got a lot of people that are not thinking of selling, but they love the market updates. But the video and doing something a little bit different, because I found that most agents aren't doing video texts or the video communications. That to me is the second level, but there's nothing more important than just doing a phone call saying, hey, Lindsay, just thinking about you and hope you're doing well. The business is good here. And if you know of anybody thinking about selling, we'd appreciate it. It doesn't have to be very long.
Yeah.
Okay. But that personal touch really helps.
Love that.
Yeah.
So last question for you. What's the number one mistake that agents make with past clients?
just not contacting them. Okay, I mean that's by far the
Ghosting
number one. That's the number one thing, and a lot of people are just afraid. And frankly, when I was 25, new in this business, I was much more of a loner. I was just got my transaction done. Okay, thank you, bye, and maybe I'd send them a letter. Again, this is pre-internet days, but I'd send them a letter, and maybe they would come back to me. Probably sometimes not, but. You just with so much social media, it's so easy to stay in touch with people. It's just so easy. But the number one thing is just assuming they're going to come back to you. And I've had people that I've sold 2 or 3 homes to, and then they bought a home and moved in next to somebody that hadn't been an agent. They became best friends with them, and you potentially are going to lose them at that point. Now there's some that's happened and I haven't lost. But that's if you don't stay in touch, you are going to lose them because now they've got their next best friend. But you just have to stay in touch. You have to find a method to stay in touch. And for somebody that may not be a phone call, then you can do other things. But you have to mix it up. You can't, are you ready to sell? And some people do that.
No broken records.
That's all they're concerned about. And that's the wrong way because now you're concerned about yourself. You're not concerned about your client or your friend. And so now if we could be friends with all those 400 people, that'd be great, and I do consider them friends, but they're not all direct, close friends. There's just no way that can be the case. So, but you want to treat them with respect, show them that you care, and that's not all about the sale, and they'll come back to you. But the biggest thing for making transactions is people are only going to deal with you if they like you. Okay, so you don't have to be the best salesman in the world. You could be a brand new rookie. But if they like you, you got a chance. You could be the best salesman in the world. If they don't like you, they're not going to use you. So that's why most sales agents are personal people. Not all, but it helps if they like you, and that's where it comes in. If you care about them, not you, then you have a better chance.
I love that. Caring about them, putting them before yourself, and you can be a seasoned agent or a rookie agent.
Definitely so.
Doesn't matter your set of sales skills. It matters if they like you and if you're genuine, if you put them first.
That's exactly right. So that's the number one thing, that if they make a mistake, they're not being genuine and they're not reaching out to them at the right times. They're just not reaching out.
Love that.
Right.
Well, thank you so much. You're such a wealth of knowledge, and we appreciate you
it's been a pleasure.
Dropping that knowledge on us to help teach us and our agents how to help tap into their past client database.
You're certainly welcome. Thank you for inviting me.
So thank you guys so much for joining us. Do all the things that the kids say, like, subscribe, and share with a business partner or a friend who you think might be able to benefit from this podcast. We'll see you next time.